Misunderstood because of her green skin, a young woman named Elphaba forges an unlikely but profound friendship with Galinda, a student with an unflinching desire for popularity. Following an encounter with the Wizard of Oz, their relationship soon reaches a crossroad as their lives begin to take different paths. Why am I telling you the story when you can just watch the movie?
Are we all just gonna sit here in silence?
This is our half-hour special with the cast and crew of Wicked, the packed lot of Universal Studios. Let's take a look!
And I can't believe it. We're finally here. As we just said, it's our half hour dedicated to all things Wicked. The musical, now a movie, and it's amazing. If I seem a little off guard, a little off edge, it's because I'm on the actual set of Wicked right now, and I've never seen anything more colossal and amazing. For crying out loud, look, it's a 30-foot tall Jeff Goldblum head as the Wizard. Speaking of the Wizard, we're going to go behind the scenes with the Wizard. We're going to chat with the entire cast, including Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, and the rest, and the guy behind that head. First of all, take a look at the movie.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
This wicked witch.
Don't be afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
The wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring me.
All right, if that clip doesn't do it, what you're about to see is going to do it. The ladies themselves, Cynthia, Ariana, good to see you too.
Good to see you.
How are you feeling?
Good, really
Good.
good. Thank you for asking.
I remember the first time I saw both of you on your socials share the moment you found out you got the part. I melted, as did every hyper fan of this product in this universe. Well, now you're about to be on the other side of that journey.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Like wild. This has been a really wonderful, crazy, wild journey. We're deeply, deeply grateful
Yeah.
to be here, to have been able to do this. Yeah.
Just deep gratitude. We really are. We're almost over the rainbow.
It's so crazy.
For part one.
For part one.
For part one,
Yes.
exactly. We'll get to part two in a moment, but for this, you thought you knew what these sets were going to be like. Neither of you are strangers to big production value. Even still, when you walked out, what was the moment you saw? What blew you away? What's the first thing?
Oh my gosh. The first thing we saw was
Our dorm
Our
room.
dorm room. That was,
Very special.
yeah, but intimate.
Intimate, yeah. But even there, like every single detail,
Detail.
the books were all written in our character's point of view. Like
Yeah.
every single picture had a picture in it. Every
Yeah.
frame and every, piece.
Yeah.
Was-
It was all picked for us. All the set designers and the prop masters really paid great attention to what these women would need in their spaces. And it meant
It
a
was
great deal.
so thoughtful.
And then you move out to Shiz and it's just huge.
Huge.
And there's a running moat with water in it. And there's, a stairway up into the very top of Shiz. It just was insane to see. And I always joke that it looked like Venice.
Right.
Like summer in Venice. Because that's what it felt like. There was always sunshine in this place. There's so much work went into creating this world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to sink in,
Yes.
breathe, get over it, perform,
Yeah.
and act. Once you're in that space, on top of that, you're recording the music practically
Yes.
on the day.
Yeah.
Diegetic sound, we're hearing
Yeah.
that performance. Despite all your live work, what kind of pressure is it knowing that this is going to stick?
Go on. You take them.
I think it didn't really feel like pressure for us at that point. It felt like just what these women needed to do
Yeah.
was sing, and we were very excited about the
That's right.
live singing aspect of it, and our sound department was so
Insane.
incredible. So when
Yeah.
you're watching it, it looks like a professional recording, but it's because they had mics in her hat, in my blouse, in above us, around us.
Yeah, they've turned the set into essentially a recording studio.
Truly.
So you could hear the sound from anywhere.
And it makes the difference. All right, we got to wrap it up. So next, I'm talking to the director, Jon Chu.
Yes.
Give me something about him. In a word, your director.
We love him
In
so
a
much.
word?
In a word, perfect.
Yes. Good word.
Oh, perfect.
Divine.
Have you ever met a perfect director? Thank you so much, ladies. Coming up next, you're going to meet the aforementioned perfect director, and we're going inside the dorm room they just talked about. I am so geeked out. All things wicked, next.
Perfect is so funny. Thank you so much.
Popular. This movie's gonna be popular. Oh, hey, that's kind of embarrassing. Welcome back to Take a Look. It's our half-hour special from the set of Wicked, talking about all things Wicked, including this. I'm in the dorm room right now of Elphaba and Glinda. Everything you see here in the movie, every attention to detail, no holds barred, nothing spared. It's awe-inspiring. Yeah, maybe to me because I'm here, but wait till you see the movie. You're going to be blown away. I talked to director Jon Chu, who said that's what made the difference. Practical. Even the music. Take a look. I have to shake your hand and say, amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing outfit.
You know,
I like that. You're the wizard.
I did this for you. I wear this to compensate for lack of preparedness. So for you, if there was anything the wizard could give you that you found out at the end of the day you already had all along, what would that one thing be in regards to making this movie?
I would say the heart and the emotion of what I felt when I first saw it on stage. I would hope that this movie gives wonder and curiosity to some kid out there. And I would hope that that would be in this movie.
You're no stranger to big sets. Like, you are probably the preeminent person that's doing it practically on the day. With that said, is there a particular moment where you went back to childhood and said, oh my gosh, I wish the 8-year-old me could see this?
I mean, every day was like that. I walked onto Munchkinland, and you're on the yellow brick road, and you can't believe that this is your yellow brick road, and you see Galinda and her bubble on the thing, and there's hundreds and hundreds of extras. You can walk into any building there. Emerald City, walking down, we have a 60-ton train that we actually have that runs on a track, and you're walking in, and we had like 7'7" people, we had 3'3" people. Like, it was like this beautiful collection of people, and the life and the ambition of Emerald City with cobblestones and dancers. I mean, it was unlike anything I had ever been a part of before.
I mean, you pays off beautifully. You know, people lean into the musical largely because they love The Wiz, or they love The Wizard of Oz, or they love the books even.
Yeah.
So you have all these different fans coming. They all want to be pleased.
Oh, yeah.
How do you please them all and also get the John vision in there?
You can't please them all. But I knew what I felt like when I watched Wicked for the first time before it went on to Broadway. I saw it with my mom in San Francisco when they were workshopping it. And I remember being blown away by it. I remember what it felt like to be reminded of, oh, wait, that's from The Wizard of Oz. Oh, that's so clever. Oh, that's a... And I remember what it felt like to see those two girls, Elphaba and Galinda, and fall in love with that relationship. And so I knew that if I could protect those things and use the tools of cinema to expand the rest, then we would have something really interesting here.
And you mentioned Elphaba, Glinda. It starts with them. Casting is key.
Yep.
How excited were you? Well, I mean, because I've just asked your two actresses, who, by the way, say you are the perfect director.
That's very nice.
How excited were you conversely? Like, what would your social media have looked like had you posted the moment you locked them?
I'm really glad we found each other. We couldn't have made this movie without the two of them. We wouldn't have made this movie if you couldn't find those two, like very specifically at this moment. Cynthia speaks a soul into Elphaba's words that we've heard so many times. That makes this a necessity right now. And Galinda speaks her words, even through the Ariana Grande persona, this most popular girl in the world, that she's finding a new way of herself in this movie. Even the way she puts her name at the end of the movie and changing her name actually in it, as Ariana Grande-Butera. Like, to me, she's a new person in that, and that's a hard thing, transition and change. And those two representing that, to me, is so magical and is what the movie is actually about within their relationship. And so I'm excited for people to see that.
And so, forgetting scenes, because they're all brilliant, if there were one screen grab that represents the moment in time in this movie where it exceeded your expectations.
Exceeded the expectation? I mean, it's a simple one. It's not like a big flashy moment. It's the moment she puts on the cape on her, and there's the perfect circle, but there's the cracks in the windows, so the O's and the Z's, and what Elphaba does in Oz is bring these cracks and sharp angles, and it's the two ladies, and there's the broomstick in between, and she's like, come with me. And Galinda can't go with her, and she can't say that she's not going with her. And that moment, the look between the two when they realize that they're gonna not be together is heartbreaking for me, and is what we built this whole movie around.
It's all about heart. All right, Mr. Perfect.
Very much.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
3, 2, 1, action.
All right, Mr. John Chu, Mr. Academy Award nominee, I guarantee it, and other accolades. This is one of the best movies you're going to see this century. Not overhyped. This room, amazing. Again, I'm in the dorm room of Elphaba, the dorm room of Glinda. It's where they become friends or not. And security is going to be called because I'm super creepy for being in here right now. So, hey, when we come back, we're going to talk about that hat, the difference it makes, and the magical moment behind it. As our Take a Look half-hour special continues, we will be right back.
Look at you.
Welcome back to Take a Look, our half hour dedicated to all things wicked. It's Jonathan Bailey, Jeff Goldblum. How are you?
Listen to that voice. Listen to that voice. You don't hear that voice, you feel that voice.
I'm trying to talk over the music.
That could be, you could do that. You could play that part of the guy who used to announce for fights. You know, let's get ready to rumble. You know, that's what you just did.
That's trademarked. We have to pay that guy now.
Okay, well, sorry. I'll, if I have to contribute anything. But welcome.
Good to see you too. How you feeling?
Great. We're very happy to be here.
Ask us how do I feel now that we're cozy playing. If we were a bell, if we were a salad, we'd be tossing our dressing.
And then some.
What musical is that from? Quick.
Guys and Dolls.
I saw you in that every performance.
Reach for stars in the sky.
So,
go on.
They're doing it for some.
I gotta stick to this. So let's talk about what's the song that 20 years from now you don't know why, but the song from this is going to pop up in your head and loop forever.
I am a sentimental man.
That's my song. I don't know about that. Well, his song, Dancing Through Life. Or no, I think I'm mixing it up with Great American Hero. I'm floating on air. I said, believe it or not, I'm floating on air. Hey, I saw William Catt, who starred in that show, do the original Pippin.
Oh, wow.
And guess who wrote Pippin? I'm getting chills. Stephen Schwartz.
Going full
He had magic
circle.
to do, and he did it.
He had what?
He had magic to do, and he did it.
Oh, he's got magic to do.
So, Laurence Olivier once said that a part
I like
of
this already.
will be a part of him forever. And, for the God's sake, you've won his award. What part of this role will be with you forever?
Well, much like the lyrics in For Good, which is a song in the second act, which is one of my favourite songs in Wicked, I think just the experience of, I think it's been a full circle moment coming back to work with people on music and dance and just seeing everyone expertly coming together and the amount of coaching that we've had. And I think that's going to stay with me forever, obviously, but also the shared moments of sort of magic that I witnessed on set and with the girls and with Jeff and
you.
I like rehearsals too. You heard about Judy Garland, for instance, that they would, their lives at MGM, that they would be in the rehearsal studio, as you see on film. They must have practiced that, but they learned they taught them how to sing, how to dance.
Yeah.
We experienced a little bit of this, got some last minute, training and special coaching for at least me for my song. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to wrap it up. So, in a nutshell, see Wicked because
Jonathan Bailey. And for 10,000 reasons I can't.
It's a cinematic event for the whole family, and it will blow your mind. And I think it's a very rare thing to see a film that you're going to be watching in 50 years' time.
Yeah, you know that song, Find 100 Ways? That's my answer to that. You know that song, kind of an R&B song? Find 100 Ways. Oh, I love that song.
I could stay here forever. We need another 24 hours from this. But coming up on our half-hour special of All Things Wicked, more of the cast and crew. We will leave no munchkin behind. We'll be right back.
That's great.
If there are no further questions, I'm gonna go.
Their friendship, it's going to bring a humanity to this film that they both deeply personally understand.
It's understanding that those who are different are just different, and that is really special.
I'm coming. My favorite thing about Wicked is that we can all identify pieces of ourselves within both Elphaba and Galinda. You can do this. You can do anything.
I know. I think that we are all deserving of friendship and kindness and love, no matter who we are.
Yeah!
And this film celebrates that.
They're gonna miss me so much.
Come with me. Think of what we could do together.
Hey, welcome back to Take a Look, our half-hour special dedicated to all things Wicked. It ain't over because we got these guys. Ethan, Marissa, so excited to be with you. And kind of sad, too, because it's the tail end of our half-hour special, so it's about to be over. Pardon me, I promised I wasn't going to cry.
It's been a really beautiful half hour. It's been.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
All right, for those who don't know, and let's pretend there's anyone who doesn't, introduce yourselves.
I'm Marissa Bodie.
And I'm Ethan Slater.
Got it. Let's talk about the journey. The moment you found out you made it to the moment we're talking right now, in a nutshell.
The process for me was over the span of a few weeks, but that final call was, I was told it was a callback, but it was actually them telling me that I got the part in the most special way. John pretended like he was going to the door to just answer whoever, and it was actually Ari and Cynthia at the door over Zoom, but at the door with the sign that said, "Welcome to Oz, will you be our Nessa Rose?" which was just so thoughtful and so special.
In the part of auditioning, you send out self-tapes, you assume they're going out, you hope weeks later you'll find out, but you got a call back like that day.
Yeah, I did get which was wild. I actually got several calls before I actually ended up picking up because I was at work and we were understaffed at that point in time. But yeah, when I finally did pick up, I was so excited. I wanted to immediately call my dad, but again, I was on the clock, so I waited later, but probably some of the best news I've ever had in my entire life.
Awesome. Ethan, the road from SpongeBob to the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah. Well, I did SpongeBob 7 years ago now, which is really dark. But I worked on it for a long time. Just dark because it's been a long time. I can't believe how long it's been since we started that. But I don't know. That was an amazing experience working on SpongeBob and getting to work on Broadway. I love Broadway so much, and it's been a real joy and kind of an honor to be able to take a Broadway show like Wicked and put it on screen and dive into the characters in a new kind of way. It's a totally different thing to tell a story every night, 8 shows a week, versus taking one little moment, particularly between Buck and Nessa, and just figuring out exactly how to tell this really nuanced little story between them. And it's been amazing.
Absolutely. So many nuanced stories, but such an epic adventure at the same time. And speaking to that epic adventure, what I loved about the original cinematically and this, so practical. So talk about what you felt that very first day on the first big set.
I felt ready to go because it was so immersive, and it genuinely, because the first thing that I filmed, and I think we both really filmed, was the classroom scene with Dr. Gilliman, and just seeing all the other actors in their uniforms. It really did feel like class and the first day of college, and it was like almost a loop in time for me going back to the first day of college, and it felt very special and magical and whimsical.
How about you?
It was being transported to Oz. It was really surreal, and also made it really easy to play. Everybody was on set in our shiz uniforms that first day. We really felt like new students at a new school. Yeah, it was amazing, and I love watching it back on screen and seeing how the sort of tactile set really comes through.
It does come through. It is epic, amazing. So blessed to hang out with you. Hey, let's wrap it up with a clip. You want to?
Yeah, let's go.
Just look over there, do the magic. Say, take a look.
Hey, take a look.
There's sort of this innate understanding of what it feels like to be someone who's different.
It's always been the thing that I listen to when I'm nervous, when I'm needing an escape, when I need comfort.
Wait a minute.
I went in for my first audition, and I just remember being buzzing.
And when she came in, she was an Ari that I'd never seen before.
And then I got the call to come in.
Cynthia was so raw and vulnerable, and I couldn't get her out of my head.
The world needs to see more of you, and we would love for you to be our Elphaba.
It's been a really long journey, and I'm really grateful for it. I have never thought in my lifetime that I would get to be a part of something like this.
We want you to be our Glinda the Good.
Oh my God, thank you. I love her so much. I'm gonna take such good care of her. Thank you so much.
I want people to see Wicked and experience it in a way they've never experienced it before. I want them to feel what I felt going into that theater for the first time. I want to make them laugh, to make them sing, to make them feel that after they've watched it, they've been changed for good.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Look, if you weren't excited about Wicked, you should be now. People who knew nothing of Wicked are loving it now after that half hour. Thanks for joining us for this spectacular edition of Wicked Meets Take a Look. Hey, be sure and like and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks again to the men and women serving in America, watching on AFN right now in 177 different countries and territories worldwide. That's right, Jeff Goldblum, giant head. I got questions, wizard, and I need answers. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
The best way to bring folks together
Something has changed within me.
is to give them a real good enemy.
You're green.
I am.
Something is not the same.
Something just takes over me. And when it does, bad things happen.
Once you learn to harness your emotions, the sky's the limit.
Bring her to me.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.